Hello, this is Katie again, and I wanted to show you, I got a laminator for Christmas from my brother, and I found out it's an Amazon brand laminator, but it was only, I looked it up on Amazon, it's only $21.99. I will link it below. It's actually very cool. I had just opened it the other day, and I've only used it so far to laminate my insurance cards for my car. So I figured I should do something else with it. And I saw a post recently, I can't remember who posted it, and she said her niece was like making bookmarks and selling them to her friends, and it was adorable. So she was going to get her some of her supplies and a laminator and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cute. So she could make even better ones. And so I was like, oh, I want to make a bookmark and show you my laminator, because I know the laminator can be used for like the foiling things, and I got some in a giveaway from ThermoWeb, and so I eventually want to use it for that. But now that I've pulled it out of the box and I know how to use it, it comes with laminating sheets. I figured I would make a bookmark and then show you how to actually send it through the laminator, because it's very easy. So I will I'm actually going to start, I'm going to stamp the, I'm going to stamp the planets that I want and the sun where I want them, and then I'm actually going to be using this Inkadinkado masking paper tape stuff to mask it, and then I'm going to be using some Distress Oxides to make kind of a galaxy background, and then peel those up, and then I'm going to color in the planets after the fact. I think I want to do that. So this is the Out of This World set from Fawn. Very cute. I have not used it enough, so I'm going to mount up and stamp a handful of planets I chose. I wanted to do this guy here. Oops. Oh, and the moon. Oh, wait a second on that one, because I don't want to get more blocks out. So I'm just using Memento Tuxedo Black, just so I can color it with Copics, and I have pre-selected and set out my Copic combos in front of me. Save some time. It takes me a little bit to decide which combos I want to use. So I'm just going to create a scene with the planets. And I have my green, I don't know, it's more like a cutting pad, honestly, by American Crafts, if you can see that. Because the, excuse me, the craft color on like the nonstick sheet was, kind of looked wonky in the videos, almost like it was moving or something, and I didn't like that. So I'm going to re-watch this back and see if the green in the background looks a little bit better. I want to put this on top. Okay, and then our sun. And okay, so I'm going to wipe a couple of these off so I can reuse the block. You'll probably yell at me for using an alcohol swab, but it gets them clean, and it has not caused my stamps any problems, cracking, nothing like that. If it did, I would not do it. All right, so I want to do maybe this guy as well. Okay. ring planet down here. If you can see that, sorry, that was out of view. Alright. Oh, and then I'm going to assume this is a little moon. I'm going to be doing this in gray. So it'll be like a moon to me. And then, let's see. I want enough of the galaxy background. So I'll just put this one here. And then I just realized I actually need to stamp these on the masking paper too. So, okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a second. And then what I'm going to be doing, actually I need to stamp these again anyway, so I don't need to clean them. I'm going to take a sheet of the masking paper and then stamp, and then I need to cut out. I will probably pause while I do that. I need to stamp each of these onto the masking paper so I can cover them up to make my background. I need one of those. Get another alcohol to clean. All right, so I'm going to just stamp on the masking paper one of each of these and then cut those out, and then I'll show you sticking the masking paper onto here to cover it up. So I will be right back. Okay, so I stamped. I did add 2 stars, 2 of the same size star, the bigger star in the set. Just because the little one looked a little too small to cut out. So I added 2 of those, and then I also stamped 2 on the masking paper. So I stamped everything I need on the masking paper. This is the bookmark. I'm going to take these apart and put them over. So it's got the blue sticky back, and then you've got sticky paper. I'm hoping this sun is pretty even all around because I don't want to have to figure out if it's very unique on all sides. So this blue backing is pretty easy to get off, and then I will just try and match the best I can, and I want to make sure I have a good seal around the edges because that is where I'm going to be using these with the Distress Oxide ink, and I want to make sure that they're sealed very well so they don't come up and I don't ruin the image. Should probably have started that over there. Don't want to do that either. Okay. I'm going to do it from this edge first since it goes off the page there. Then we have the smaller version. I think one of my favorite things about Lawn Fawn stamps is, in general, is that they have a very thick border, and it's probably ruined me for other stamp companies. I need to get a cat hair out from this sticker. Other stamp companies that have maybe a thinner border on there. I hope that doesn't cause a problem. That was my fault. Oh, that's okay. Okay. That have thinner borders on their images because I just don't like it as much. I don't know if it's just I mean, it's probably not just me, but I don't know if it's just makes the definition of the image a lot nicer, or if it's, I'm not sure, just makes it feel more solid. So I definitely find myself mostly, I'll say, only buying stamp sets that have a thick border. Come on. That should be good enough. I think the tiny stars are going to be a lot harder to get on there. That should be fine. So I realize for these two, I didn't cut out of the masking tape. I didn't cut these holes. I'm just going to marker those in black after the fact when I go to color in the planets, because I didn't want to have to try and cut those out and make that work for the blending over it. So that is my plan for those two. I think getting the backing off of these stars is going to be difficult. Oh, well, it's kind of sliding off, honestly. That was kind of weird. Alright, so we'll just cover up. Nope, that's not even how it goes. Oh man, these might not work out that well. Where is... There we go. I think that's it. Okay. So they seem to just kind of, yeah, so I'm just squeezing it and sliding it, so that works for me. And then I don't know which direction. Should probably use tweezers for this. I don't know why I can't see the same. I'm going to pause for a second. All right, so I sorted that one out. So now I'm going to use the Distress Oxides. I have Dusty Concord and Wilted Violet for my purples. The blues, I have Mermaid Lagoon and Faded Jeans. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to mix in Black Soot for the Galaxy. And then we'll be adding some kind of flecking in there as well. So I will start with some purples. I'm going to get some bright purple going. Let's see. I kind of want to do this off onto another card so I don't have to clean up, since I'm really only using this green to see how it looks. We will blend onto a card. So kind of blend in some purple. I'm just going to go with it. And then I have a brand new foam for the Faded Jeans. Make sure I get it inky. Kind of come in from the edges there. I think that one is fine. It's just part of the masking peeled up. It's not actually peeling up. Like half of it is peeling up, so it's fine. And then we'll use some of this blue. And then I like this bright purple a lot. I think that's my favorite one, the Wilted Violet. So then, I don't know if it's just me or if it's anyone else. I have a box, like a plastic shoe box, but like a bigger one with all my Distress inks in there, and the general smell of them gives me like a huge headache. This is a brand new foam too, so I'm just trying to get it inky. I want to kind of dab off some of that because I just want the black to kind of come in from the edges. And then take some of the brighter blue and blend the black back out a little bit. Take some of this blue. Okay. So I think that looks good as a background for me. I will set the inks aside. Okay, so then what I wanted to do, I have some inky fingers, is take some white acrylic. Oh, that needs shaking. I don't know what that is, but it is clear. So we'll clean that off. I'm going to put this on a bigger piece of paper. Just some printer paper. I actually wanted to soak up, I have some paper towel here, so it's because it's the oxide. That was not what I wanted to do. Did I just break this? Oh, nope, just sprayed my face. Okay. Just some water to get the effect of the water lifting for the oxides. And then hopefully this white paint will mix. Okay, tiny bit of white, and then on the other side, might as well shake that one too. Tiny bit of black, and then I want to put, I'm just spraying a little water on it and finding let's see, I'll just use this one, finding a paintbrush. So just mixing a little bit of acrylic paint with water just to make it a little bit thinner. And then we're going to flick some of that onto our background. So I'm just flicking it off of a acrylic block. This makes it a little bit easier to control. And then I think I will use a different brush. I have a set of really cheap brushes as well. And then I'm going to spray some water into the black side. I might mix with the white a little bit, but that's okay. Just make sure it's thin. And then just to get some of the black galaxy splatters in the background. So I'm trying to keep this as flat as I can because I'm going to be laminating it because it is a bookmark, and I will clean those off later. And then I'm actually going to dry this with my heat gun before I peel off my planet stickers. just going to wipe some of this. Now, okay, so I'm going to turn on my heat gun and I'm going to just dry this up a little bit and then we'll peel off the stickers and then I will do some coloring. Okay, so it should be good enough to work with, I hope. So let's peel off some of these stickers, or all of them. I will grab my tweezers for this. All right. So we've got that one. That one actually worked pretty well. Peel up that guy. And then hopefully I remember what colors I had picked out for each of the planets. I know the Earth and the Sun. I can remember what I wanted. Okay. This is very cute. Honestly, it's very cute as is, leaving them all white, but we're going to color them in. So, okay, so for the water on the Earth one, I'm going to do BO4 and BO2. I don't know if I have like autofocus on. Let me press it and see if it works. There we go. BO4, BO2. I think I'm gonna go with my usual, where I just do the dark shading where I want the dark shading, and then I just color the rest with the light if I'm just using two. Instead of coloring it all with the lighter color. And then doing dark shading and then re-blending with the light color. Okay. Then for the green, I actually have three. I'm using YG25, YG05, and YG03. I probably didn't need 3 different colors, but I wanted to test it out. I'm pretty sure I may have not done the darkest properly, but that's okay. I just wanted the look of some blending going on. Okay. And then for the sun, for the outer ring, I'm going to use Y17, and then I have Y15 to blend it out with, and then I have 2 different yellows for the inside of the sun. So I'll just kind of color the points with a darker color. I might zoom in a little bit for the coloring. Sorry about that. Probably should have done that sooner. I realize this is probably going to be a longer video than most of you would prefer. I did do a survey over on Instagram about, not a, I mean a survey, it was just a poll, a yes or no, basically, but I asked if you prefer videos like less than 15 minutes or greater than 20. It was just kind of arbitrary amounts, but I think the less than 15 won out. But sometimes that's not how it goes for me. So I'm going to be using, for the inside, we're just going to pretend it's half of it maybe, Y08 and Y06. That works for me. And then I wanted to test again. I'm not very sorry if that was out of focus. I'll look at my camera next time, or my phone. My little jelly roll. I have this one, and I don't know if the 08 part really matters, but I want to get better at those and just kind of like making it look like it's got like a little shiny hue on it. I just think it looks very cute, and everyone is so much better at it than me. This one, I know that I wanted to do a couple purples, so I actually have BV04 and BV13, which I'm going to alternate. So I'm going to do the darker color here, and then on this side, do it on, maybe I'll do it on both sides. And then it'll be here. So we're alternating. And then the BV13 to blend it. I know these are probably kind of close to my oxide background, but oh well. There's a cat hair. When is there not a cat hair in my way? It is always. As I'm using more of my markers, I'm realizing which ones I need to start getting refills for if I want to start using them more. And then I am branching out. In my last video, where I kind of just talked to you guys, I wasn't coloring very well. I talked about how my favorite pink combo is RV14 and RV13. So I'm trying RV06 and RV04 for this little planet combo. This is very bright. So we'll see how these blend. They are next to each other on Sandy's hex chart. So now that's kind of a cool effect. It's almost like highlighter pink, but they blend very well. All right, so that one's cute. And then I had planned a red planet. So sorry. Still having throat problems from being sick. So this big planet with the ring here, I wanted to do RO2 for the ring around it. And I think, so I know I said I was going to color black like in here, but that's just not going to fly. I think I'm going to need to do like the BV13 in there just to make it kind of blend in with the purple background. So I'll do that. And then maybe on the edges. That's actually not a bad blend. On the edges, like here on the sun, where the sticker just went over a smidge. But in this case, what I was getting at is for these lawn fawn edges that are thicker, makes it easier to do stuff like this, like masking and things like that. But I can use this marker to make those white lines a little more subtle. So that's good. I'm very quickly going to color the 2 stars. Just straight yellow. And then, okay, so for my red planet, it has the R02 ring around it, but I'm going to be using R39, R29, and R17. And I think I'm just kind of going to go spherical, like a light source toward the center kind of thing. So then we will use 29. So I'm going to go over the R39 again, kind of spray this out. I want to, maybe I'll probably just buy a new marker. I don't want to have to replace the nib. I suppose I could just buy a new nib, but there was like a tiny little hair on the tip of this marker, and I took my like precision cutter bee scissors, oops, and trimmed it. Now it's like a little stubby. It's not as, oh no, oh well, paintbrushy as it used to be on the tip. And so I should probably just replace the nib. Did I say nub? I meant nib. So I want to blend this out. The good thing about coloring planets when you're Copic coloring doesn't look fantastic is that like the circle splotches or the shadows you maybe didn't intend on looking so great end up looking just like craters of the moon, or not the moon, but of the planet or something. So I'm just going to go over this again with the R02 and just try and blend out what I did. And you'll never know the difference. Okay. So I think, honestly, that was the only, oh no, I lied. I thought that was the only color plan I had for these guys, but I have a moon as well. So I'm going to do C7, C5, and C3. I'm just going to do a little bit of C7. I don't want it to be too dark. And then I will blend out from there some C5, and then we'll just fill in the rest with C3, and then I'll probably use C2 to color in the little dots so they're even lighter. So for this set, that's a good thing about the planets when you're coloring and blending. Like I said, if it comes out looking kind of like this, that's what planets look like. That's just how it's going to be. So C2, I will color in the little circles. So that's our little gray moon. And I'll put my gray markers back. So now I have 3 others. I think maybe I will get out my RV 14 and 13, and we'll do some pink, a different set of purples. So we'll have 2 pink purple planets with different color combos, and then maybe V09 and V17 for the other purple, which is much darker than the background is at this point. Probably should have thrown some V15 in there too, but I like how this looks. All right, so we've got 2 pink and purple planets that look very different. So I think I want to do an orangey one here. I don't actually know why I had this orange out. I think I was going to do an orange planet. That makes more sense now. So I was going to do one with these colors, and then I think these two, Y17 and maybe Y15. It's got a yellow orangey planet there. I'm just trying to think. I've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. Oh, maybe we can do kind of a greeny planet since this is the only green that I've got going on. Let's do some jelly roll pen. And then one there. Hopefully those all look super realistic. It's actually turning out pretty cute. I like it. Okay, so let's work on a green. So I'm gonna grab one that I like, YG09, and I'm gonna blend it with, I think we're just gonna go with G02. These two may very well not go together, but we're going to find out. Yeah, they're pretty close, blending wise. This one may end up looking very planet-esque as well, but that's okay. And then we will use a lighter green. I'm trying to think. Maybe this one. I have G21 for the ring around the planet. Oh, right. Oh, okay, that's the back. Okay, I think I'm just going to laminate it. I was going to stamp something and write on the back, but I didn't realize it would bleed through that much. So I'm going to zoom out now so you can see the whole thing. And I will gather up the stickers. They're all sticking to me and making me inky. Okay, so I want to get the laminator up here. I'm not sure how well that's going to go. I also need to turn it on. I'm going to remove this so I have a little more space. This is the non-stick mat that I was talking about. Okay, so this is the laminator. I'll move it because my camera is zoomed in too much. I'll link it down below. I believe I found the right one because, again, this was a gift. I didn't buy it, so it's not in my order history or anything, but I'll link it below. The one I'm pretty sure it is, and it's only $21.99, very cheap. All you have to do on the back is turn it on. I'm going to put this on 5mm because the thing I laminated before on 3 was a very thin card, and this is a little bit thicker. So it turns on. There's a light. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but there it is. And when it's ready, that will turn on. And the first time you use it, it probably is going to smell. Maybe the first or second time or both. I'm going to use this time while it's heating up to put some markers away. It may smell like plastic factory or burning rubber, but the booklet says that is normal. and not to worry. So I'm just going to pause really quick. This video is already 40 minutes long. While this heats up, and I'm going to put my markers away, and I'll be right back and I'll show you sending the bookmark through. Okay, so my ready light has come on. It is green. It also clicks very loud, so you know. And then on the front, I'm just going to feed it in at this point because I have a 4x6 sleeve. It comes with a bunch of sleeves. So I've put the bookmark into the 4x6 sleeve. And this is where it's binded, and then this is the open end. You want to give it enough room around it in order to seal it, so give it enough of a border. So this one was just big enough for this, and then I'm going to feed it in at that point, that 4x6 at the binded edge going in, and then it will come out the other side. So feed it in until it grabs, and then it will send it through. You can see it going in, and then you will see it come out as well. It's fairly slow, but it is laminating something for you, so I'd say it's pretty good. So I'll let you see that come out, and it comes out pretty warm, but that's that. I'm going to turn this off, set it back over there, and then I'm going to take my paper trimmer and just make note of maybe where that didn't quite connect and trim off. So you see kind of like maybe a bubble around it. We just want to make sure we don't cut it so that it opens. So I'm just giving it enough room to account for that. Let's see. That one's stuck to my paper trimmer. Okay. All right, so there you have it. You made a bookmark. I think that turned out really cute. I mean, it's got some little bubbles where I had the paint splatters and stuff like that, but I think it's sealed really well. And yeah, so sorry for such a long video, but if you watched the whole thing, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.